Hello guys, this is Alpha Rider. In this motovlog, I'm going to give you guys my opinion between Japanese super sports, which is like 600 and 1000cc sport bikes, and European ones. You know, I mean the Japanese like Kawasaki, Yamaha, Honda, Suzuki versus the Europeans like Ducati, BMW, MV Agusta, Triumph, you know, and so on. One thing I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to get out of the way. Yes, the Europeans look better. There's no way around that. I admit it. And it's true. You know, they look better, you know, and they're well made compared to the Japs. But there's a big but. Yeah, it's a big but. Yeah, there's a but. The Japanese, you cannot compare the reliability of the Japanese bikes with the Europeans. There's just no comparison, you know. There's no comparison. They're much more reliable, first of all. Second of all, they're a lot cheaper to buy. Third, a lot cheaper to maintain. Four, the parts are a lot cheaper to find. Five, there are a lot more dealers around. So whenever you need something, you'll be able to get your hands on it quicker and cheaper. You know? And you know, they just don't require as much love as the Europeans do. And you know, but the European bikes on the other hand is, you know, they will get more heads turning, you know, when you're riding on one of those, because they're not common, you know. They're not common. And the one messed up thing is, you know, the European bikes, yes, they're sexy, nice and everything, but like I said, you know, as opposed to the Japanese, they're not reliable. They're not reliable. Their service intervals are very short. You know, you have to, like, really, man, the service intervals are ridiculous on the European bikes, especially the Italians. So I mean, if you don't know what I mean, go ahead and look it up. And also the parts are super fucking expensive, man. I mean, everybody wants Italian and, you know, European bikes, but what turns people off is the freaking money you guys spend behind that shit, man. It's like buying a boat, man. It will, unless you're rich, man, don't even waste your time buying those freaking European bikes. And I mean, I don't have money and I'm cheap, and I'm pretty sure I can have the same amount of fun, even more fun, on a Japanese bike than I can on an Italian, because I won't be afraid to throw that bitch anywhere I want, because I didn't pay much for it. But freaking Italian bike, man, the way the bike is sexy and expensive, man, and you know it will be a pain in the ass to fix. You will watch yourself, man, before doing some crazy maneuvers on that shit. Alright? Another thing that sucks with them is the dealer support, you know. I can guarantee you, in your city, I mean, depending on what city you are in, you know. I'm in Philadelphia now, and I can only think of one Ducati and MV Agusta dealer in this big ass city of Philadelphia. I can only think of one right now. I know there are a few ones, you know, smaller or whatever, but I can only think of one right now. But I can name you at least 5 or 6 Japanese dealers, Japanese bike dealers. So look at the comparison, you know. And plus the parts and labor, man, for the European bikes, man, it's gonna cost you cost you some skin off your ass, man. Shit. So I mean, honestly, it's the exotic factor you're buying with the European bikes. Yes, they're sexier. A lot of more people will come look at your bike, you know, when you park it around. I mean, for me, For me, unless you're super rich and you can afford to buy those bikes and go super fast on them, it's just a poser machine to me, you know. Because if I, and I'm just talking about myself, guys, if I had an European bike, I would be afraid to ride it the way I should. No lies. Because I know if I drop that shit, man, it's gonna cost me some real dough to get it back together. And cheap as I am, man, it would take me a long time to fix that bitch. I would probably just give up on it. So, you know, I know a few years ago, like, the reliability on European bikes has come a long way, you know, especially Ducati. Since they were bought by Audi, they've been making better bikes. But still, you know, they have a lot to be desired, you know. Yes, BMW, the S1000, the S1000 since it came out, yes, it's the fastest, it's most whatever bike around, but the dealer support sucks. Alright, it's hard to find parts, and the dealers will charge you, you know, a lot of fucking money to fix anything on that bike. To me, it's just not worth it, you know. To me, I'd rather have a Japanese bike that I won't be afraid to have fun on. Stuff like that, you know. And also, the BMWs have had a lot of issues, you know, a lot of electronic issues, because they have so much electronics. They had a lot of recalls since they came out. And I'll try to find the numbers to put on, but if I can't find them, it means I was talking shit. So yeah, but one of my points is that's why I don't want the Japanese to put too much electronics on their bikes, you know. I mean, traction control and ABS is alright. You will not have a lot of problem with these because they've been having them a long time ago. But when you start adding too much shit like heated grips, how you call it, cruise control, wheelie control, quick shifter, all that bullshit stuff that you really don't need on a sport bike. I'm not saying on a motorcycle, on a sport bike. Okay, first of all, if I had cruise control on my sport bike, I would never use that shit. You know what I mean? I would not use it because I never ride at a constant speed. Never. And I'm just talking about myself. If I had heated grips, I won't use it. Because first of all, I got winter gloves. Second of all, I'm not gonna ride my sport bike in a really cold weather. So I don't need heated grips. If you had a touring bike, yes, not a sport bike. What else? Quick shifter. I don't live at the track, you know. If it was a track bike, I understand, but I don't want it. Because this is all stuff that will, because more electronics you add on something, the less reliable it is. It's how it is. More electronics, less reliability. So just, if you don't give me 200 horsepower, if you know you're going to give me fucking electronic shit that will cut all the horsepower down, don't give me 200. Give me 160 that I can use without the freaking wheel spinning all over the place because there's too much power on the bike. Because it's what they're doing right now. They're giving you all this power that you're not going to use. Because if you try to use it, it's going to be out of control. So they have to give you all the electronic shit that will keep you from fucking yourself up. My point is, if you know you're not good enough to handle a bike without all this shit, don't get it. Alright, you guys know, man, I don't give a fuck about that show-off bullshit. Alright, I'd rather show off when I'm riding, you know, show off my riding skills and shit, than showing off what kind of bike I got with all the electronic it's got and all this bullshit. So yeah, guys, that's my point, you know. I'm not saying only Japanese bikes have all that, only European bikes have all that electronics. Even some Japanese bikes starting to do that stupid shit, you know. But it's their choice. I mean, I'm not saying I will never get a bike like that. I will only get a bike like that if I get like a crazy ass deal on it, and if I'm able to turn off those electronic bullshit on it, then I'll get that bike. But unless I can turn it off, I don't want it, because I know it's gonna cost me some real fucking problems to fix it. And I'm tired of fucking working on bikes, man. I'm just tired of it. So alright guys, this is my motovlog on Japanese bikes versus European bikes. Alright, let me wash this bitch. It's too nasty. Alright guys, this is Afro Rider. I'm out. Peace.